What's up guys, it's Artsy. Welcome to my first video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a professional thumbnail using Photoshop. If you enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe and comment what you would like to see in future videos. Also, please check out the top link in my description for my friend's channel who provided the gameplay for the intro that you're watching now. Without further ado, let's get into Photoshop. First thing we're going to do is press create new and make a custom dimension of 2560 pixels wide and 1440 pixels high. And then we want the resolution to be 72 pixels or inches, and then create that. The first thing we're going to do is, once you're in here, we're going to go to Google Images, and then once you're in Google Images, you're going to search up Fortnite landscape, and then this is not really that important because it's just for the background and you probably won't see it when you're just scrolling through the home page. But I'm going to choose this one, save it to my desktop, as you can see I'm doing here. And then once I save it, I go back to Photoshop, File, I'm not going to do this too fast, we're going to go File, and then Open. And then you're going to find the image that you saved and press it into the Photoshop, and you'll see it opens a new tab. We're going to drag that down from the top and then drag it across onto the page. Make sure you have selected your move tool, otherwise it will not work. And once you have it selected, you're going to go up the top again and go edit and then transform scale, and then this allows you to move it, and you want to make sure that it covers the whole page. And then press enter, and once you have done this, you want to select the rectangle tool and the color that you want for the rectangle, and that's going to cover the whole page. As you can see I'm doing here, you can select any color that you want. Personally I'm going to choose pink, and you'll see why once I choose the skin. And then you're going to draw a rectangle over the whole page, make sure there's no gaps, and then once you've got this, you're going to select the rectangle on the right under layers, and then once you've selected that, where it says normal, you're going to click on that, and then you just scroll through them and see which one looks the best. I scrolled through them for quite a while, to be honest. They all looked pretty good, but I ended up choosing, you'll see in a second, the soft light in a second. So I chose the soft light, and then once you have this, you're going to go back to Google Images and you're going to search up whatever skin in the game that you want, and make sure you search up PNG. First of all, I didn't search up PNG, but then I remembered. So you go, so I'm doing Sparkle Specialist and I searched up PNG. And then choose the image you want. I'm choosing this one. And then once you have this, you want to write down or save it or whatever you want to do. Save it, and then same as before, File, Open, and then find your file or photo that you saved. And then you can do same as before again, drag it down, slide it onto the photo that you have now. And then to make it bigger, edit, transform, scale, and then you can make it whatever size you want. Just make sure you have room on the left to write the text that you need on the photo. And then once you have this, we're going to add text. Now, I end up using DK Sensory Overload, which you'll see in a second. And I'm just pretending that I do live streams. I do not do live streams on this channel, but if you want to see my live streams, head over to Death Glitch, and that's where I stream Fortnite with my friends, play with subs and everything. So I choose DK Sensory Overload, and then this I downloaded off the internet, which I'll put a link in the description to. And then once you have this text, you're going to change the color to whatever you want. Make sure you can see it clearly. I just chose white because it's easiest to see for the colors that I've chosen. Once you choose your color, you're going to right click on the layer, the text layer in the bottom corner, and go blending options, and then this just encourages it and makes it pop. So first we're going to stroke. I put size 2 just because I don't want it to be that big of a thing inside, and just keep it normal. You can change the color as well of the stroke to whatever, so you can make it match. You can just see I just go through a couple of colors, but I end up choosing pink, as you'll see here. And then after that, you're going to go to gradient overlay. This just puts more colors onto the text, and it just makes it stand out even more. So once you're on here, there's a couple of options already provided for you. But if you want to change the color, you click on these little dots, as you'll see me do in the right, and then double click on the color at the bottom, and you'll see all the different options once again for the colors of the text. And with the gradient, you can choose like multiple colors, and it like fades into it kind of. Or I chose the linear gradient. And then at the bottom you'll see drop shadow. This really makes it pop and makes it look good. You can also use this for your banners and profile pictures, which I'll be making a video as well on soon in Photoshop. And once you get onto here, you want to click the plus button, and you want 100 opacity, otherwise it doesn't look good. And then distance, you can change that. That's just like how far it drops and comes out, but I kind of like to keep that low. As you see here, I picked 13, and the spread is fairly similar to the distance, but I just keep it around 50 to 60, somewhere in there. And then the size is the size of the shadow. And with these contours, that's just like the shape of the shadow. Personally, I like to choose this one because it's just like simple, not too complex. And then you want to press OK. And then once you get onto here, you're just going to mess around with the size of the text to make it big enough so people will be able to see it if they're just scrolling through recommended or whatever. And then as you see there, I just press enter to make another line so it's not so spacious and it fills up more of the page. But I just mess around with the text for a bit until I think there's the right size. I chose 320, and there's your thumbnail. I can make more complex one, but this is just a simple one to start with.